That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Hooker, you pissed off another vampire and then you took a goddamn nap.
And with that, I kill the music, and we are live. Ta-da! Unfortunately, we had some people had to call off. Todd had something last minute come up, and Brittany is recovering from the coof. We're not technically allowed to say that stuff because they try to censor that that sort of nonsense. Throw banners up and all that good jazz. But she's already feeling better. Hopefully she's able to tune in tonight and at least say hi. And we have somebody new with us tonight. Her name is Catherine. She's without a webcam right now, so we have a picture of what her character looks like. Under the, obviously the webcam or the image labeled Catherine. That's usually where we'd put her. We haven't rolled for XP yet. So before we begin the game, does somebody want to roll for... Actually, no, we don't even have to roll. We got that all taken care of last game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we rolled the last game, so we're good for XP.
I am way off.
I'm happy for more. Like, I'm not complaining. Like,
yeah, I mean,
more the merrier.
If you want.
I mean, like new player, more XP. I mean,
right?
it's a celebration.
There we go. All right, so then we'll actually get right to it. If that's the case, then where we last left off, the group was splitting their party, which you're never supposed to do that according to Scooby-Doo, but it happens. We have one group who are going to investigate the damage from the comic book convention, convention from across town. And we have another group, most of which actually couldn't make it, so that leaves Damaris to deal with these strange people at a LARP, investigating the Black Dog Games connection, which that should be fun. So we will pick up first then with those who are investigating. So Remus and Benjamin, the two of you at this point have pulled up near the convention center, which is downtown in Ashland. As this happened last night, you can see that they still have it taped off, but you do not see any police on the site right now.
Okay. Looking around, what's the area like? Is it actually busy? Are there people around, or is it pretty scarce?
No. It is pretty scarce. Kind of giving the impression that perhaps the town is still a little freaked out by what happened. The lighting is still in the area, so you still have street lights and whatnot. It's not going to be too difficult to get around, but it's very much like walking around downtown Phoenix. They have lighting and whatnot, but it's still going to be dim in certain sections because they're more yellowish lights and they're not all that great for detail illumination. Just to make sure you don't trip over something.
Okay.
The convention center itself sits on one end of the block. Directly across from that is sort of some office buildings and then a parking structure right next to it. Parking structure goes up maybe 5 stories.
Okay. Okay. Looking at the area, like as we're approaching the site, are there any like broken windows or something where like it would look like a gun was fired through? Anything like that?
Well, without rolling, without even breaking the tape, getting kind of near where the area is taped off, you can see the little pot marks where gunfire has gone off,
Okay.
where somebody got cornered and sprayed. And when they got sprayed, it's like you would see kind of like in a gangland movie where somebody did a drive-by. Like there's just dozens of small little potholes into the cement or like broken fragments or whatnot, and some scuffing along the sidewalk and damage to planters that are in the area and whatnot, as several people clearly opened up. Why don't both of you give me a wits and alertness check, difficulty 7.
Okay.
A net of 1 success for me.
Okay.
No successes from me.
No, don't. Okay. Well, Dale, you've kind of put on your investigator hat at this point. Took you a little bit longer to spot it. Maybe because you're just trying to be overly careful from where you're at. But you can see at least 2 rather large holes. I don't mean holes as in like damaged scuffed marks to the cement, but like something struck with quite a bit of impact.
Okay. Does it look like bullets or something else that struck?
If you get up close, if you penetrate the line and ignore the police tape, you can probably tell.
Yeah.
Given the lighting, it's a little hard from where you're at.
Okay. Yeah, since there's like nobody around here, I get around the tape, take a closer look.
Okay. And you can see the chalk outlines where they, tried to chalk it off and whatnot. When you get up closer, yeah, these were high caliber rounds that struck. Way larger than the 9mm that you see all around, which is pretty standard.
Can I gauge about like what caliber it would have been?
Well, why don't you give me another check?
Okay.
And you can, since you're using, you could use firearms in lieu of alertness if it's better.
Okay. Let's see here. In this case, I'll still use alertness actually.
Okay.
Is difficulty still 7 or is it 6 now?
It's a 6.
Okay. That would be a net of 2 successes.
Okay. Your best guess, which is probably a good one, these were probably from a 50 cal.
Okay.
Someone brought something fun to the party.
Yeah. Would that tell me, I guess it wouldn't necessarily tell me that it would have to be like military grade, but we are talking just large caliber. Okay.
Well, 50 caliber,
tell...
50 caliber is not sporting in the least.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it's big enough that you generally don't get that unless you are a major gun nut that wants to blow stuff up. I mean, you can still pick it up, but it's harder to pick up. Or you have some sort of military contact, which is more likely.
How close together are the 50 caliber holes? Are they
within about 4 feet of each other?
Okay, so it's possible that it was done with like a pistol, because there's like 50 cal pistols.
Oh no,
the Desert Eagle
oh no,
isn't that a 50 caliber pistol?
No. Oh God, no! You do not. No, no. That's different. The pistol that you're referring to, or I should say, the Desert. You're referring to the Desert Eagle .50. That's not the
Yeah,
same as
isn't
a
that-
50
is that-
caliber round. A 50 caliber round is about this big.
Oh,
That's not
That's
a pistol round.
Yeah, so it's coming
Although
out of,
there are crazy people that have tried to put that into a pistol. I dare you to YouTube that. It's hilarious when you see them try to fire it. It almost always flies out of their hands and smacks them someplace in their head or does something terrible. Like they have to lock it in place.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Can I tell from the indentation or whatever, if that was a round fired from like ground level, or if that came from the like an angle from the parking garage, like up above or anything?
Would have had the way it's because it's impacting the cement, not like the wall. It had to have come from above. There's no way somebody fired this from ground level.
Got it. Okay. Then from where it's at, would it look like it came from like the parking garage across the street or a different building?
That's a good guess. I mean, it could have come from either, given the fact that they both have elevations. But the office building, in order to do that, you would either have had to gone all the way up to the top, or broken out a window, and none of the windows appear to be broken.
Okay. So I'm looking at that and I turn to Remus and I'm like, yes, we got high caliber rounds. They weren't fucking around here. Looks like there is a shooter, one of the buildings across the way. Tough to tell which one or what the position would be. Either at the top, that one, or that's tough to say. And looking around, were other things cleaned up, like shell casings and all that nonsense, or is anything left behind?
Go ahead and give me another wits and alertness check. Difficulty 7.
One.
2.
Okay. Remus, as you both kind of poke around, they've done a pretty good job of cleaning up, of what physical evidence you might find. You do end up finding a brass 9mm casing that they missed, which of course confirms that 9mm rounds were used. You do also end up finding that a couple of the 9mm rounds came from, or not came from, but were aimed directly at the entrance. So the way the scene is kind of laid out initially, like especially with the larger rounds that you see, most everything took place directly in front of the convention center. The rounds that started at the doorway that led outward almost give the impression that they already knew that they were coming out.
And the initial, and I'll ask this I'll ask this in character, but like this is not where is this where the shooting began? Is this where you guys were when I thought, or was it indoors?
Yeah, this
began?
is not. It did start indoors. You would know that, Benjamin.
Yeah, started indoors. It's kind of looking like they were trying to flank him or flush him out, and they had him ambushed here.
Yeah, which means that one, they knew that they would be here enough to have a sniper set up, but to also yeah. I think at this point I'd like to, because with Aspects 1, I think I get heightened senses.
You sure do.
Yeah, I would like to yeah, I would like to extend my senses out. I want to see if I can smell anything. I mean, I know it's been like a day, but just smell anything that's otherworldly. Like I know there was the gargoyle that was spotted, but I want to see if there's like anything else that I can pick up.
Sure. Since a cleanup crew has come through here, why don't you give me actually, let me look up what you need to roll for that real fast.
In certain circumstances, dice rolls associated with using the character senses, such as perception and alertness, decrease in difficulty. Yeah, it didn't list like a for system. It just says takes a reflexive action, but no roll or cost is required. And I guess it's sort of up to you, like what you would like me to roll.
Yeah, let me just double check real quick.
Okay.
Pass it up. Here we go. Oh, I'm looking up the wrong one. That's why. Duh. I'm all looking up animalism. And I'm like, wait a minute. None of this makes any sense.
Maybe we
Okay,
should.
that makes sense. So, so what you're going to do is roll your perception and alertness. Your normal difficulty in this case would be 9. It's lowered by 1 for an 8.
Okay. And is that lowered by how many dots of aspects I have?
Yes.
Is that how that works? Or
Yep.
okay. So yeah, I got to stick more points into that. 1 success.
Okay. So
Would
you
have to-
guys sneak in. As you're just sneaking in, because at this point Remus wasn't even thinking about it and just basically started poking around. Give me a wits and security, Benjamin.
Are we sneaking in like picking locks stuff? Because I have larceny. I don't know if that could help.
No, you're not sneaking in. There's no real sneaking in. You guys just coming into the front door.
Okay.
Here.
No, so go with larceny, since security is no longer a thing on these sheets.
Okay. I've got nothing in larceny, so I'm just
I've got 2 dots in it. If that'll help.
You were busy looking around for traces, so it was.
Oh, okay.
Your first instinct was like, I'm going to go look for something, and you just, like a bloodhound, took off and started poking around because you're kind of new to this particular power. So,
Okay.
so it was kind of outside, out of sight, out of mind. Right now, you were honing in on one thing. So why don't you go ahead and give it a shot? Difficulty 6, Benjamin.
okay. Right, 1 success.
Okay. Well, you're able to stop Remus quick enough to point out the security seal on the door. It is not something you can't break through. It just means if you do, the police are going to know somebody came in.
Can we find any other way in other than this spot?
There are several doors. This one just happens to have a security seal on it because it's partly broken because of everything that happened. If you want to pick the lock of one of the other doors, because I mean it's a convention center, it's got several in the front. You can do that.
Okay. So I looked at Remus and I'm like, we go through here, yeah, they're gonna know that somebody tampered, but I'm not that great with picking locks, are you?
I've dabbled. We can give it a try.
Go for it, man.
And I'll head to one of the doors that's just locked and not security tied.
Yep. So one of the other front doors.
I've never rolled larceny, so I'm not sure what
Dex and
what the roll would
larceny.
be. Oh snap! Okay, I've got good dex. Difficulty
6.
6. Okay, that 1 kills that 10, but that's still 5 successes.
Oh, keep in mind, tens explode to 2 successes.
Oh, right. Okay, so the
Assuming you have a
1 cancels out
specialty.
only one of them.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
he's got one for his dex. That much I do
Yeah,
remember.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, so in that case, that's 6 successes.
Okay.
I've never rolled that good in my life.
All right. So, it is not a locking mechanism that you have a key for. It's one of those you have to be on the inside and twist it to unlock it. you kind of take your tools and start picking at it and not reverse engineer it, but basically get in deep enough to where you can flip the latch from the outside.
Mhm.
And then you hear in the back of your head, oh, steal many cars, have you? Fucking delinquent.
And I whispered to Benedict, I was like, no, I was a good boy. I learned this after I joined the club, and then I'll open the door.
You're not a good liar. I'm a good liar.
No, I've never stolen a car. I didn't know how to drive until you came along.
Oh, wait, that's right. You pathetic soul. Ugh.
Well,
Go on inside
well,
then.
all right, Slimer. We'll have a talk about this later, and then I'll just open the door.
Okay, so I mean, he's able to do it. Yeah, you actually have to take the tools to pop it to bring it open because it's supposed to be, opened from the inside. But you're able to, get it far enough to get your fingers open and pull it open. So it's not difficult.
Awesome.
But once you get on the inside, you now that you're kind of walking this in reverse order, Benjamin, you can see immediately, like right off to your right in the main kind of foyer, that's how close to the front you guys were, because you can see where that initial fighting took place, where you guys originally were.
Okay. Gotcha.
And George, as Remus goes over into that particular section, I mean, like the carpet's chewed up. Like this is really where the bulk of like the action happened. There are traces of explosives that went off in here. Like something happened fast. And the one thing that you pick up on outside of like the gunpowder residue, you pick up the scent of wood.
Is there like, am I seeing wood? Like, is there like wood underneath like structures, like walls and stuff, or
Um,
like you
when-
say
when
I'm
you-
smelling wood?
Yeah, when you
sorry.
when you get up closer, you can actually see fragments of wood embedded in like the walls and the plaster and some of the remains of furniture and whatnot. Whatever blew up with an explosive force that had wood as part of the compound.
I'm gonna turn to Benjamin and say, were they firing wood bullets?
Andre and I are wondering about that. Seems like, you know, way to try to stake someone real quick, right? It's flying at bullet speeds.
Oh, is that something that they do to I don't want to say it in public, but
I
can I
mean,
go up to one? I'm sorry.
I mean, as far as like, staking one of us or whatever, I've heard rumors. I've never actually seen the whole wood bullet thing before, but looks like they were trying to get it to work at least.
Is that something that we would use against others like us, or is this something that like is this a hallmark of like a specific group?
Yes, Remus, we would use that.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, we'd be using it on each other. Wish I knew that the very first time I got in a fight. But yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a good way. Have you never staked anybody before?
Tell
uh,
him yes. Don't think about this. Tell him yes.
sure. Uh, I guess I never thought about. I always thought about bullets as being hunks of metal, not hunks of wood. Would I be able to like uh, maybe pull some of that wood out,
Yeah.
like the little fragments?
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe this is like a specific wood that'll clue us into where this stuff came from. I'll just like put some into my one of my I assume many jacket pockets.
Yes. Hey, Mr. CSI, get us closer to where that blast went off. To your left.
Is Benedict talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll head in the direction that he's leading me.
Okay. So you basically where you're at. if you think like the main foyer of a convention center, it always has that big opening and it always splits off to like the front and then right and left sort of thing. You guys are on the right hand side where all of this took place. So as he has you turn left, which is kind of like the arch that leads into the other side, or this other wing essentially of the convention center, you can see like burn marks in the side where it looks like something ended up going off. And he tells you, he's like, okay, look closer.
No,
Use our heightened senses. Focus your eyes.
I'm trying.
Go ahead and roll again.
Okay. What's the roll? Is it wits and alertness?
Perception alertness. Difficulty.
Oh, perception.
Or perception alertness. Difficulty. Standard difficulty 8, so 7 because of your auspex.
Okay. Difficulty 8. Hey. 2 successes. Yeah.
Okay. He says, okay. Stop making it so
looking at there.
Stop making it so damn noticeable. Let him know that you recognize this. Or we recognize this. This is a standard bomb maker. I shouldn't say standard. Let's just say that there are certain kindred that have a proclivity of using explosive shards to stake our kind.
Hey, Benjamin.
Yeah.
My other half says that this looks like a bomb that our kind used to kind of do what you were saying earlier. At least that's what this looks like.
Guess that makes sense. If you put enough wood around a grenade or some shit and it explodes, it's gonna send it everywhere. Benedict has like experience with bombs.
I mean,
think about it. I knew to get your security team.
It's a good point. Yeah. I mean, he essentially had the connections to allow me to get Eleanor and Liam. I guess he's capable of anything. But and you said that the aggressors were the people in the like full body the umbrella suits. You said those were the ones who started it.
We really don't know who started it. I mean, the guns were going off kind of outside of our view. By the time we were able to get close enough, a ton of the action had already ended. That's when
Oh.
anyone who was injured getting picked up and vanished. Seemed like there were a couple of groups.
Hmm.
Well, that's going on. I also look around to see if there's any like smatterings of blood left over anywhere from anyone who was hit.
There is, but you would know from crime scene investigation that it's already been like sprayed down. But there's actually a lot less than you would expect, which would be kind of typical if it was a vampire hit, because
Okay.
vampire bodies getting hit aren't going to do like arterial sprays and whatnot like a human body would.
Got it. Yeah. There's the blood that's left, not a lot. So it doesn't look like any humans were hit. Well, no ghouls either. So it's just vampires.
So there's a turf war, I guess, happening in Ashland.
Well, either that or it's that the fuck she call it, a game of instinct Damaris was talking about, where they just do weird shit in places, like fight each other, I guess. She didn't give a lot of details, but probably should
So
figure out what else it was.
So you think this is like two Sabbat clans that were duking it out, or
Well, I mean, there's us and there's them in the area that we know of. And either, well, shit, that'd be fucking terrifying. I was just thinking, I mean, I've never encountered them. I've heard rumors. You ever hear of hunters?
yeah, the humans, right?
Yeah, apparently. Like, I was wondering if your two bodyguards were some of them, and I don't know how they all work or whatever, but just humans who just can do shit. I don't know if it's humans attacking or if it's just the Sabbat literally fucking around and shooting each other with this shit. But if they were doing that, they were going full bore. High caliber weapons, special fucking explosives to stake us. Holy crap.
Thank you, Table of Horrors, for the rating party of 10. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
What does that mean?
It means a channel is hosting a bunch of other viewers to basically like raid with viewers. Very cool. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
And so from the back of your head, you hear Benedict say, "What, you're not going to tell him you've already run into hunters? Why are we keeping that one close to our chest?"
I wasn't keeping it. I wasn't sure if the people that we ran into, because he's talking about the is he talking about like back when I got blowed up in the
I don't
the
know if he's
building
talking
with
about.
Bear?
I don't know if he's talking about when you got blown up. I'm just.
Oh no,
Look-
I was asking Jerome. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no clue. No, remember he's got access to your memories,
Oh, okay.
so
I
he
couldn't
knows you've
remember if, like,
encountered. So he knows you've encountered hunters before. So you can corroborate basically what Benjamin's saying. He just doesn't know if it's one and the same.
Okay, yeah. I'll say, yeah. No, we had before you moved here, there was a. I'm not sure if it was the Inquisition, but we did have essentially like a, what felt like government funded like hunters coming in and uh like they laid waste to our haven. They attacking us, and so we at one point found out where they were. We took the fight to them, and then it all exploded. But yeah, no, we've I guess it wouldn't be that unheard of, or at least like it definitely wouldn't, I guess, be out of the realm of possibility that maybe they've come back and are doubling down. I mean, a lot of people died that night, I assume.
Get me back to our minions.
My Venom wants to get back to the car.
Why? What's his deal?
I don't know. What are you afraid of?
We're exposed.
It's,
Think it through.
we're
If they can hit this group of Sabbat, what the hell are you two doing? And here I am just kind of riding around in the back of your head. At least I want to see is like the bullet coming. Come on, chop chop.
right. Yeah, he thinks we should go. He's worried. I guess he's worried that maybe they're scoping out this place in order to pick off any people who come back looking for stuff.
Right. Well, fair enough. Doesn't look like we can get much else here. This is good to know. Let's see what the others are doing.
Is there any other wood like in the bomb explosion thing? Like I'll pick some of that too.
Yeah,
just in
absolutely.
case it's different wood. Yeah. Yeah. Let's head out the way we came.
All right. So as you guys head out, Damaris.
Yes.
So presumably the others are there, but we're going to say they're hanging back at this point. You've stepped forward. There is a much larger group than you had thought originally of people.
Yeah.
You already know what an actual LARP looks like. Basically, you've got a couple people camped around, a park table, And then there's just this large gaggle of maybe 50 people here at the park at night. And one of the guys stands up on the table doing pregame, thanking everybody for coming, sort of thing. He apologizes that the convention, got shut down, but in a way it seems to have kind of worked. It's gotten more people here, and so he's like, if you need characters to play tonight for just a one shot, we've got a bunch of characters already generated. See our staff over here off to the side. Otherwise, please feel free to get in character. We're going to start court shortly. And then, he hops down and everyone's like, yay! And they, get into a mix.
When I hear court, that makes me think that they're playing, like I think I know what type of faction they're playing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look back to Sophie and who was it? Henry?
Mhm.
Did he come?
Henri,
I'm guessing.
yeah.
Henri. And I'm just gonna look like, you guys coming with? And I'm sure they're like,
We have got your back. We will be right here.
great. Well, first I'm gonna look around and see if I see Adam poking around anywhere.
Okay.
I do have heightened senses. I'm gonna do sight.
Okay. That is perception alertness. What is your auspex?
Auspex is at 2.
2. Okay, so that's going to make it a difficulty 4.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm rolling perception and what?
Perception and alertness, difficulty 4.
Alertness.
And remember, 10s explode as doubles.
Yeah. But I don't have a 4 in anything, so,
Okay.
or a 4 dots in anything, so.
No problem.
Well, 4, because that was easy.
Yeah, so you get a quick scan of the crowd. You do not see him anywhere, thankfully, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
However, you do see a familiar face who has slimmed down quite a bit.
Who do I see?
You actually haven't seen him in a while. He's no longer portly. He's a little bit more on the svelte side. He has kind of a pallid complexion. He's wearing eyeliner. He's not in tight clothing, but he's in all dark clothing at this point, almost like he could be at a rave. And it's Doug.
Doug. And what is he doing? Is he just is he talking to other people, just kind of looking around at the court?
Yeah, it looks like he's here for the event. He actually has what appears to be a sword at his side. So it's like an actual fencing sword. But it's authentically peace bonded.
That's interesting.
So.
I'm gonna kind of stare at him in that I'm gonna look at you until you see me type of moment.
Okay. Okay.
As I approach.
All right. So you're starting to approach the crowd. All right. So Catherine, you are in this crowd of 50 some odd people. They have just broken up into probably the weirdest thing that you've encountered. They're going to start playing court. You have been given a character. There is no name attached to it whatsoever. However, the clan that you are a part of the followers of Isis.
Oh.
With your limited knowledge, you're not too sure what exactly that correlates to. You just know that your character is apparently artsy.
Okay. Yes.
But but it does look like the crowd is starting to get a little bit bigger. There's more cars that have pulled up, and people are starting to come in, and they're starting to break up in the game. One of the individuals who is standing next to you, who also finished up a character with you around the same time, he is playing what's called a Von True.
Von True.
Yes.
Yes.
They are the bankers of the conclave.
Bankers of the conclave.
Okay. So artsy. Definitely looking around, looking for the other people who seem to try to start emulating that like artsy, almost snobbish vibe of, it's art, darling. What would you know about it?
Oh my
And
god, it is so easy to find. You don't even have to
oh,
roll.
I found them. I found my people.
You found your
And
people,
she's
yes.
like, I found my people. I don't even know what this ISIS
Of
watch.
all of the goths that are here, there are some people who are just plainclothes dressed, but many of them are goth, sort of club attire looking. However, your people are easy to spot because they could easily pass for being at a Ren fair. And
I found
every one of them, there's like 5 people here that are very clearly of the same clan. And they all have really well done. Like they probably do go to the Ren Fair every year and put a couple $100 into their garb if they haven't already made it themselves.
Yeah.
And like real life is flashing before my eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, making my way over there. Gonna introduce myself. Not too terribly. Is doing it normally because can't really tell if they're already in character or not. But is ready to kind of make that jump into fanfare and snobbish behavior. Just that little bit of extra. Uh, Hello, it's my first time. Uh, Name's Rain. How's it going?
Okay. Yep. And so you're kind of making the making your rounds and starting to get to know people just at the tail end of pregame at this point. And
Yes.
getting to know the folks that are very clearly your people. One of the guys who's dressed as a goth comes walking up to you, and he says, "Oh, hey, are you new here? And I haven't seen you around before."
No, you haven't. I'm very new. Very new. I heard about this and I thought to myself, why not? And I decided to join in and I made my character sheet. She kind of holds it up briefly and then kind of puts it away. She's like, right, you're not supposed to keep character sheets. She's looking a
Right.
little unsure, but then she kind of like straightens up like I'm meant to be here. That's right. I'm meant to be here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes.
He says, so he's like, "Oh, so you got one of the followers of ISIS? They're kind of cool. They're not quite as authentic, but they're still kind of cool."
I feel like I will bring a certain amount of flair to the yes. Did.
Yeah,
Love.
I thought I'd probably play a Bruja.
Oh,
They're
okay.
supposed to be the big brutes and like wear leather biking pants and whatnot. Look like they're from the Sons of Anarchy. I didn't exactly have all of that, so I came looking like I was going to go to a club.
Hey, you know what? You can make that look intimidating. You just got to give them that look like I'll eat you and not think twice about it. That's totally how that works. You do you.
You totally sound like a really good friend of mine. She's always telling me to do that. You wouldn't happen to know somebody by the name of Sophie, would you?
No.
Oh yeah, that's right. Why would you? You're new to the group. Okay. I'm seeing somebody who is staring at me intently. I'll be right back. You enjoy your night.
You too. Bye. Don't have too much fun.
Okay. So he comes walking up and he's like, "Hey, Damaris. Didn't
Hey,
expect to see
Doug.
you here."
And you know what? Ditto.
Sophie's telling me I should get out more, so I figured this would be a good kind of segue to that.
She kind of looks around him to the group, and this is what you decide to do. You already hang around the real thing. Why would you want to playhouse.
I didn't really think that far into it.
So how much do you know about this group?
Oh, what, the LARPers?
I mean, the company that's running it, like
Oh, Black Dog
Black
Games?
Dog Games.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're cool. Why?
Well, just wondering because I mean they seem to know an awful lot about. She kind of motions to her.
Right. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I didn't really expect that. I got some of it wrong, though. Like,
Well,
what
don't
the
correct them. I mean,
Well, no, I'm not going to go up to them and say, hey, you got the followers of ISIS wrong.
yeah.
That's kind of weird. Like, what the fuck is a Von True?
That's what they call it. Well,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
And then, can't get this. The wizard guys, they're called Tremaine.
She does kind of snicker in character, like, yeah. That is kind of funny. So listen, it's kind of dangerous for people to be here in Lithia with, Adam hanging around.
Oh, why is that?
Kind of looks at him after she says Adam.
Yep, he's just like, so why is that?
Because this is his area, where this is like his territory.
Oh, the domain thing. Gotcha. So is he going to be like Grandpa and kick us off his lawn?
You know what? I don't know. That's why I'm here, to kind of make sure that nothing really happens. But this probably isn't a good idea for them to. I hope this is like a one-off situation for them because the con is closed, because this is a bad idea.
I think so. Their website says they usually play at the college.
Okay, well, I'm here to see what it's about. Apparently, they have quite a lot of information. So, she looks kind of back to Sophie and Henri, and she's like, they're here too, but they're too chicken to come up.
Oh, I'm surprised you even got her to come. This so isn't her thing.
I mean, based on the questions we had surrounding the literature this company has, we thought it was worth checking out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Why don't you introduce me, and I will take a character.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll introduce you to the head storyteller. And follow me. Okay. And he just walks you over to the table where the guy is helping some people. Average-looking guy, on the youngish, mid-20s side, probably a student, or if not recently a student. And so he walks up and he says, "Oh, hey, Max, this is my friend, he looks
I'm Layla.
He says, "Oh, Layla, like the song?
Yep.
She's interested in making a character. Why don't you give her that Shamasay character sheet?" And he kind of chuckles and he's like,
"Did he just say
okay.
Shamashay?"
Yes.
I know, like, I have a feeling based on the description what it is, and I just kind of look at him like, really?
And so the guy, he hands you the character sheet and he's like, yeah, I don't know if you know anything about like vampire LARPs or whatnot, but I'm happy to give you some of the basics here. These are the vampire flesh crafters.
Oh, really? What are they called?
Shamasay.
Shamasay. Oh. Okay. And I'll kind of look over the character sheet. Is it like a standard LARP character sheet with a bunch of attributes and all that stuff?
Yep.
So what do I do with these? Do I tell people I'm all of these descriptors?
He gives you a base rundown of like what you would know from Mind's Eye Theater LARP. He gives you, a brief explanation of the paper, rock, scissors, for testing, known as chops.
And I want to ask a little bit more about Black Dot Games after he tells me about the character and whatever.
Okay.
So I said, I hear you guys were supposed to play at the con. Do you guys are pretty popular around here? Like,
I don't know about popular. I guess you could say we are. We usually play at the college.
Hmm.
We have a crowd of maybe half this, so I think that maybe some of these folks are probably from out of town or something. Plenty of people here that are new.
interesting. Yeah. I mean, I was kind of reading up on your guys' company. You guys seem to have a lot of like really cool books and sort of stuff about, I guess, vampires.
Oh, I don't work for the company. I just kind of like
Oh,
work in tandem with them. I mean, I run the game, but I'm kind of like a point of contact when they come to this area too.
oh, okay. So they basically use you to
Like
run
a
the LARPs
like
or
a
whatever.
regional leader, yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Do you mind if I ask who like heads up Big Dog Games? Because I'm always curious about these newer companies. Well, new to me.
He says Justin Heal.
Cool. All right. Awesome.
George is over there
Well,
snickering.
yeah.
I think he
I'm gonna
got.
have to.
I think he got the joke.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll. What do I do? Go to the other side and pretend to be this person?
Yes, we're about ready to start the court. So, just feel free to get in character, and everything should go forward from there.
Okay. So she'll kind of wander over, and I just want to remind people that she doesn't look humane at all. Like she has no humanity whatsoever. She's on basically Path of Honorable Accord 1. And she's in dreads and basically like hippie rags and stuff. Like, and she's got a staff. So she looks like, yeah.
She looks like she dressed the part.
Yeah, very much. Not on purpose. And so she'll just kind of wander over to the other side and just kind of stand in the back and kind of near Doug because he's the only one literally I know that's in the group. So
Okay. So
kind of observe.
Okay, so he's kind of schmoozing a little bit, but not really going very far from Damaris. Damaris, why don't you give me a perception and awareness check?
Same difficulty, 4 or 6? 2.
Okay. As you were looking around, and kind of taking in what's going on, the guy steps up and he's the he is the lord of the city, and he is declaring that this is an Elysia and that the court of the conclave system is now being called in order. And of course everybody starts gathering around, and as he does that, you can tell that there's this one girl who some of her mannerisms, and it's very, very faint, appear a little bit off.
I forget, is Auspex 2 Aura Perception?
It sure is.
I'm gonna Aura Percept.
Okay.
Alright. So same perception and alertness?
Yes.
Or okay.
That's gonna be. It would be difficulty 4 for your Auspex.
Okay, 2. Then.
Okay. She has a pale aura. And she, Catherine, would it be fair to say you're maybe a little trepidatious right now?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you describe what your character looks like?
So she came to a LARP. Well, I don't know. I forgot how she managed. She found her way to the LARP, but she didn't dress for it. because she had no idea what she was about to do tonight. So she's dressed not, I want to say like your local college kid. She's got a hoodie, like a zip up hoodie. Um, she's got like jeans. Well, actually no, she's taking off the hoodie. She's taking off the hoodie, but it's kind of like wrapped around her waist at the moment. Her hair is pulled back out of her face. You know, she's got her character sheet kind of pressed close to her, and she's like, you can tell she's really watching everybody. She's especially watching the people that she's supposedly supposed to be just like, to kind of like get their vibe and try to take it in, but she's not. It's not hidden, right? She's like, oh right. So she starts looking like she's all like about this life, and then she kind of like just sinks down into like watching again. She's like trying, it looks like she's trying to like find someone who might know more about what's going on outside of the LARP. But for right now, she's just here.
Is she pretty far away from me, or can I like
She's
slide my way over?
she is with the Toreador wannabes,
Oh,
so she's not
Okay.
terribly far. I mean, everybody started kind of converging on the lord of the city.
so I'm just gonna kind of like casually, couple steps here, make my way, kind of wander around, get closer to her.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep like, how do I say? I'm gonna keep like 5 feet away or whatever, just kind of enough to be near her and just kind of watch.
Sure. Catherine, why don't you give me a wits and alertness check?
Okay.
Difficulty 6.
Hey, I got 6 successes.
Nice.
Wow.
See me mosey on up.
Yeah.
Rather, sorry, I had 5. I had 1 too many, but it's still 5 successes. Because I rolled 6 instead of 5, but yes.
So you see her. You see Damaris approaching. Based on her description, you also see that guy that you just spoke to is kind of following along beside her. Nonchalantly, he doesn't seem to be uncomfortable, but he's more interested in just like looking around and seeing what's all going on. She seems to be a little intent on getting close to you.
Okay. She'll start like scooting into the group of people. Just kind of like, why is this person looking at me?
Okay.
I don't know why this person's looking. Wait. I have aura perception.
Yes, you do.
I can look. I give me a moment. Pull it up really quick.
Perception and alertness.
Perception and alertness.
Yes. Difficulty 4.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. Huh. 6. Is that better? Got it. Okay. I got 4 successes.
Nice.
Okay. She has a pale aura.
I have 7 successes. I forgot. Those 10s all exploded.
Jesus.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
You see every vein.
Yep. So you.
I saw your soul.
So she is very pale. She has something interesting that you've never seen before. Her veins kind of pulsate black, which is kind of an interesting effect for somebody so pale looking. She seems curious as well.
Okay.
So I mean, at this point, since aura perception requires you to stare a little bit. You've both made eye contact at some point, even though she kind of dips a little bit back into the group of her people.
I just kind of if we make eye contact, I kind of like do a quick nod to her and just kind of look towards the front. Just basically acknowledging that, yeah, I see you seeing me and I know you know what I am, sort of deal.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So does she still do that shuffle in? She's just like, yeah, she's like, oh, okay. Cool. Right. Well, okay, I know who this person is to talk to later, but if I go over there now, I'm going to have 101 questions. So she's like, right, focus here. Okay.
So Doug leans in real quick and he says, "So who are you staring at?"
I kind of lean over and I point to, well, not point, but I look at the one who's cowering inside the circle.
So like he peeks around and he's like, "Good Lord, those are a lot of tatas. Who is it? The one that's cowering?"
I didn't. Okay. And I don't know. I guess she describes the girl with the ponytail. She's one of us.
Oh, the casual looking. Oh, she is. What? She's not like me.
No, one of me. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. Sorta. I caught her not blinking not too long ago, but I thought maybe she was just like really into character.
Well, we'll just wait and see. I don't know what's going to happen at this point. So.
Okay. Well, so
Maybe.
the Lord finishes his proclamation at this point, and everybody starts to sort of migrate around and talk to one another and start to socialize, and schmooze and whatnot as the scene starts to pick up.
Okay. So people are kind of dispersing at this point, kind of grouping up a little bit, all that. Okay. What is Catherine's character like? Is she still huddled in the group? Is she?
That's a great question. So the group
What are
at
you
this
doing?
point is starting to disperse a little bit.
Okay. Since they started to disperse, she's actually gonna not. She doesn't want to beeline right for you, so she's gonna like do that whole like talking, kind of like social butterfly her way over.
Okay.
So
So
that
like
she doesn't just it doesn't look like she's like, I saw you.
so yeah, so like Austin Powers when he's going through a crowd like, "Hey, you, how are you doing?"
Yeah.
"I'm fine." "Who are you?" "I don't know, but you're you," and just keeps walking,
Yep.
sort of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
schmoozing. Yeah, that's fine.
Get that schmooze on.
Funny. And I see her doing that, and I'm just kind of like watch, and I'm like shake my head a little bit, and I'm just gonna walk towards her, like I'm gonna beeline towards her.
Okay.
And as I do that, I just kind of walk up and I say, "Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?"
And just as you do that, some burly looking guy comes walking up. I mean, he's in the high 6-foot range, and very stocky, clearly wearing like the appropriate vampire necklace sort of thing, and he's like, and, "Who are you two?" And so and just as the guy does that, Doug, who is 5 foot nothing, looks up at the guy and he's like, "Hey, Sheriff Rottingham, go beat it." And the guy kind of looks at him and, like, in a weird, dejected sort of way, just turns around and walks off like he was told off in that weird voice.
I look over at Doug. I'm like, "Sheriff of Rottingham?"
"I was on the spot."
So was he?
"Besides, I think he really is the sheriff."
Of
No. I'll just
of this group or of the city?
So he goes, "Of Ashland."
Ooh.
Huh.
I guess I'm trying to understand, like, out of character. Is he saying sheriff, like actual, like, police sheriff of Ashland, or is he saying in character part of this whole Elysium sheriff?
That's a great question. You may want to ask. You may want to ask for that clarification.
Okay, Doug, I need you to clarify. Ashland sheriff, as in police, or sheriff, as in this group?
Oh, he's
station?
totally a vampire sheriff.
Okay. Okay, I get it now.
Then at this point, Benjamin and Remus, you guys pull up, outside the park. At this point, you see the big crowd hanging out at Lithia. Remus getting a little bit of a shiver.
Well, I'm gonna sorry, I'm gonna pull her away. I'm gonna grab her arm, like, hey, can I talk to you for a second?
Sure. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just kind of lead her
Yes.
gently to like the side or something.
Yep. She's following along. I mean, this is kind of why she showed up. She had questions. Someone has answers. They both had that look of, I see you seeing me. Yes.
Oh, sorry, Drum. I interrupted you when you were gonna talk about Dale and them. Sorry.
No. You're fine. I'm just letting them know that they've pulled up at this point.
Okay. So I kind of look at her and I kind of say, "Who are you?"
Brain Jefferson. I'm a food blogger. Who are you?
I'm not talking about your character. I'm talking about your actual name. I know what you are.
I just said it.
You're a food blogger.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yes.
What's your name? Did I miss something? What's your name?
Brain Jefferson. She like pulled out of her phone and like brings up a little website. It is called the Picky Bird. A food blogger.
Sorry, I think Rachel's having a hard time understanding. Did you say Rain or
Yeah,
something else?
Rain.
Okay.
Rain.
Okay. I kind of lean down and kind of like whisper, "Why are you a vampire food blogger?"
I was a food blogger until I wasn't. But it's my job.
Wait,
Gotta pay.
how old are you?
Whoa! She's a vampire that can eat food. I haven't run into that yet.
Doug, no. Stop.
What? People, you can eat food. It's like
No.
the worst thing ever.
You can't.
Okay, God, I was so upset. I thought people could.
No. No, I just how old are you?
God,
Not in human years.
7 months long.
Ooh. I kind of look around the territory and I look around and I'm looking for Adam. No, seriously, I'm looking around. When I hear that, I'm just like, oh shit, and I look around for Adam.
What are we?
Okay.
You in danger, girl.
What are we looking for?
Go ahead and roll again. So while you're doing that, Remus and Benjamin. Yes. As you guys pull up, you can see that Sophie and Henri are just off to the side. They seem to be conversing about something. They've let Damaris go up into the group seemingly, and there's a lot of people here, bigger than what you had thought originally. It's 50 plus.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
all these people are gonna die.
So you've got to tell me what Adam's deal is. It seems like you've kind of know him best.
So Damaris knows him best. So remember back when I told you that things blew up with the hunters?
Right.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time underground recuperating, and one of the first things I met when I came out of it was Adam. He was prowling. Like I used to live here. I was amongst the homeless. I was looking out for him, but he I guess he was. This is used to be his stomping grounds, and he laid claim over it, and he is the biggest, uh, scariest thing that I've seen in my time of knowing about all that stuff. And so, also he's made no qualms about kind of just uh, he, I think power means strength means a lot more to him than like logic or reason do, and he kind of reminds me of my dad, and I don't. I'm I in not a great way. Uh, so if we could just kind of figure out what's going on and at least make sure he's not going to rip these people in half, because there's definitely he definitely ripped some people in half out here. Um, but
Right.
yeah,
So
the
if
sooner I
he's
can get it.
around, we'd notice him.
He would. I mean, well, and I'll look across the crowd and he'll be like, well, he might actually kind of blend in with some of these people. He's usually wearing like a kilt, like tattered clothes, but like a kilt. He may be covered in dirt. Um, but yeah, essentially, like there used to be a lot of homeless in this area, and I we had to move them all out of here because he's territorial. But
Got it.
he's yeah, he's kind of been nothing but trouble for me. But
All
if you
right.
want to know more about what his deal is, I think you'd have to ask Damaris. She actually like has like a master, my master kind of thing with him.
Oh, well,
At least
let's
that's how I know it.
go talk to her then. See what's going on.
Yeah, I don't see her with Sophie and Henri. I don't know what they're doing, just T posing over there. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna keep a lookout for Adam because I because it's yeah. I
So
don't want him to
you're
grab me
keeping
by the
up.
neck. Yeah,
So you're keeping up heightened sense sight then.
yeah, or just like
Okay. So perception
Good.
alertness check, difficulty 5.
I got
okay.
3 successes, by the way, on my perception check when I looked for Adam,
Okay.
or
Yeah,
any just signs in general.
you're
Him.
not seeing anything currently.
Okay.
And I'm already on my way looking for Damaris in the game.
She's not hard to
Uh,
find. She's the only one that looks like her. What she looks like.
Sweet.
She
you said
happens to be
difficulty
talking
5.
to somebody with a 5 foot nothing, kind of short red hair looking guy with a sword at his side.
Oh.
And yes, difficulty 5.
Uh, then I got 5 successes. I am
You
rolling really well tonight.
you see exceptionally well around the park, and you see no signs of your tormentor.
Okay. Do I see him in the crowd with the character sheet?
No, you do not.
Okay.
But you do easily spot Damaris.
Okay. Uh,
Um.
yeah, and I'll follow Benjamin towards the pair.
Um. So I kind of look back to Rain. Rain, I'm Damaris. This is Doug.
Hi.
I'm guessing you haven't been around here very long to really know that you kind of need to introduce yourself to, the people that are already here.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, so I might need to introduce you to Sophie and let her know that you're here.
Oh. Okay. Sure. Where is she? Is she here?
I kind of point over to Sophie and Henri, and I say, yeah, if you don't mind, let's go, because you kind of need to meet others that are actually like you. and not just posers.
Okay, sure.
And by posers, you don't mean me, right?
No.
Okay.
No, Doug. You just look like your emo goth club attire.
Well, I did kind of buy it for that purpose. So I'm gonna let you, like, ladies schmooze with your kind. Mahalo.
Yeah.
And he just,
You look good, by the way, Doug. Looks like you slimmed down a little bit.
oh, I did. Almost committing suicide will do that.
Wow.
Well, that's new. I need to have a conversation about that.
So brazen. So open.
He's not
here
supposed to
for
be.
So he goes to go mingle, with the group. You hear him holler at, like, the sheriff again.
Man.
In fact,
Yeah.
since you seem to be taking a little bit of an exception to that, give me just a real quick wits and alertness, or not, wits and awareness check.
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So wits, alertness.
Jerome, when you said it was somebody that we recognized, I was hoping it was going to be Jimmy, my best friend Jimmy.
Oops, that's cocked. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, he is presencing the hell out of these people.
Who is?
Doug.
Doug. So is that what he's doing on his character, like his character
No.
benefit?
No, he is genuinely doing that.
Yeah.
He's cheating.
He's
hardcore.
He's using presence like
actual presence.
Yes, like
against the
actual.
people.
Yes.
Which like the actual
That's why
power.
the dude was all kowtowed the first time.
Oh.
Yeah, so he hit him with awe, and he's just like, basically, beat it, sort of thing. So the guy did it.
Damaris is impressed. Like, he is a ghoul, right?
Yeah.
So that would make sense. He probably has that. So,
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm gonna lead her to Sophie and Henri.
Okay. So, I mean, I'll have to play Sophie, for this bit. Also, here you see Xandria is here as well. Trudy's proxy to the group.
Trudy's proxy. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You've met her a couple times. She's been present at some of the gatherings.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll nod to Xandria and Sophie. Looks like we've got a really new addition to this lifestyle. This is Rain Jefferson.
So Sophie is the picture of demure and attractive, but not vain about it. She has a body that looks like it's been sculpted, and she's wearing very fashionable clothing, but not trying to stand out like the followers of ISIS are currently walking around the LARP. But she has exceptional pumps on right now because shoes are clearly her thing.
Oh yeah.
And she says, Rain, I do apologize that we're meeting under these circumstances, but welcome to the city.
Thanks. I guess I didn't know where to go. I kind of like want to walk, and then I heard this was a thing, and I thought, this is where people also gather, right? Because y'all are here.
It is purely by chance. Can I ask how long have you been in town?
A couple weeks now. Try to figure out my bearings and such.
Oh,
just got here.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
He's 7 months old.
Oh my.
Which means she probably shouldn't be hanging around here if Adam's hanging around.
maybe we should have this conversation elsewhere.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
Real
from
quick,
what I've seen.
real
Oh,
quick,
sorry,
I'll let
go
you
ahead.
guys do some introductions. I need to skip off real fast. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. 1 sec.
Okay.
I was gonna say. Oops. Um. So you're a food blogger. I mean, I have to ask: are you still a food blogger?
Yeah.
How?
I mean, you have to like work around it. Ask your dears and dears to go out places for you so you can eat. But you make it work.
Oh, so
They tell
you
you about
get
all the
other
good.
people to do it to eat for you, and then they just describe it for you.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta get those people who really love food. And I happen to found like a bunch of people who really love food and also don't mind if I also eat. So it works out.
Interesting. Okay. Um. Oh, I forgot to introduce this is Benjamin and Remus, aka someone else. Benedict.
Uh,
Sorry.
hi,
How's it going?
yeah, yeah, nice to
Pretty
meet you.
good. Nice to meet you all too. Like she said, name's Rain, and I'm a food blogger. Yeah.
Seems
I
tough to do as a vampire, but good job.
I mean,
used
well,
to
there's a
do it.
way.
It used to be my job, and then it took a little figuring out how to make it a job, but I got to pay the bill somehow, and then kind of quickly figured out I didn't like where I was staying, and kind of was happy enough to be all like, and she makes like that little motion of like 2 feet just beating it, and she goes, yeah.
So, are you planning on living here then?
Yeah, I've got a place right outside of town. Me and my friends, they kind of like maintain like the order of the house, and I usually just, hang out at night and stuff like that. Yeah,
Do they know what you are?
yeah, yeah. I mean, how else am I gonna eat? Can't like, I found out you can't just like eat anyone. Apparently, that's just not a good thing to do. So yeah, they're kind of weird about it. They ask a lot of questions I can't really give them an answer to, but yeah, they've kind of
Mm.
made peace with it.
So, did you Google them?
Mm, know what?
Oh, okay.
How
Um,
much do you know about how we work and do things?
Oof. Well, I used to live in LA, and I mean, I know what it's like to run errands. Lots of errands, a lot of errands, and stuff like that.
uh,
And I heard you can't like kill people in this street because you got to clean that up. So you got to be like super duper careful.
mm-hmm.
But
What clan are
outside of
you?
that, who what?
Do do you know what clan you are?
What's that?
Um, the type of vampire you are.
I remember going out with this really cute guy, and then he was like, "Let me take you back to my apartment," and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I got a free meal and a bang." The bang never happened. I woke up in like trash can like the next night,
So you were food.
tired. Yeah, I guess.
So
I
you
don't
don't know
know. I
what you
mean,
are?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I figured it out. I'm like getting there. Obviously, I haven't like killed anybody, and like since like those first couple nights.
Well,
So
Yeah.
I
I feel like I'm doing good.
I meant as far as like your um what okay. Yeah, maybe this is a conversation we should have not out in the open. Because Rachel's got to go. Um,
No
so
problem.
yeah, I mean, if you're interested, which I probably recommended, I think you should we should take you to where our main I don't know, meeting places.
Sure.
Our
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to be brought up to speed. Just
Yeah,
make sure you're safe. You know what's going on.
especially here in Ashland.
How long have you been one of us? You seem like you've kind
She's
of.
younger than you.
She seems like she understands it a whole lot better than I do. Like I still feel like I'm learning new things every day.
I mean, she
So-
kind of looks between you and her. I mean, she, I think, is still very much learning like you.
So hold that thought. Why don't we reconvene at the Railroad Museum?
hmm
I'll call ahead and see if we can get some refreshments brought in if need be. And then we can have this conversation more in private. This is Sophie talking.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds like a good idea. Honestly, I mean, she looks over at the group, and I mean, these guys are really just nerds pretending to be vampires. So I don't think they're much of a harm at the moment, but I don't think there's anything really to see here. And I haven't seen Adam all night. I don't think he's going to come and, you know, massacre in a group of 50 plus people.
Wow. It's
All right. It seems like you'd know better than others here.
yes. We should go.
Yeah. I mean, I still think someone should probably just kind of keep an eye out and stick around. Maybe I'll do that. You guys go with her and kind of get her up to speed.
Okay, well, since you have to go, then what we'll do is do a brief transition over where they just have Catherine follow you to the, or follow them to the train museum across town, which it's built into an old railroad line.
Okay.
And it has, leftover remnants from the Old West and like the train station that used to be here, and some other like cultural artifacts, like things about the natives and the Chinese that used to make up parts of the town back when it was founded, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just stay behind at the park and just kind of keep watch.
Sure.
So I'm AFK. So, okay. So I'm gonna need to shut off my camera. Is that gonna mess up the stuff?
It may, but I've got a separate screen open here so I can adjust when you
Okay.
drop off.
All right. I'm gonna drop off now. Sorry guys, but I gotta go.
Good night.
No problem.
Good night.
Thanks for
Good night.
playing.
Yep.
Bye.
Oh, well, if that just stays there. Oh, no, it changed. Okay, so they get back to the train station. I'm going to fix the screens here in a second. So you get back to the... oops, it's not going to work. Let's just use this for right now while I get the other stuff set up. So please feel free to go ahead and stay in character and chat. I'm going to be setting this up here, but they take you to a train station. There's somebody posted up out front to ensure that nobody just like walks in. It's beyond its normal business hours anyways.
Okay.
And so, Benjamin, take it away. You actually, like, we left off with you having a question.
So, yeah, Rain, you haven't been around that long. The one who turned you. Did they say what their name was?
Yeah, I haven't seen him since. I'm sure he told me, but we were also drinking that night and just, more so caring more about a good time than like names, it wasn't really meant to be anything serious.
Gotcha.
Obviously, it wasn't anything serious.
Well, I mean,
Kind
that
of
depends.
was.
It's not exactly an easy thing to turn a person into one of us.
I wouldn't know. But, I mean, I guess not. I don't like this whole like what are you thing. I'm like, obviously, you can't go out in the sunlight and can't eat food, which sucks. I miss food so much. But I mean, I guess I'm pretty stronger than you, like stronger than most people. So I guess that's kind of a plus. Like I said, I got a group of people who are pretty cool with the fact that I do like boogeyman, like vampire stuff. To like check it out my teeth. Well, I don't, guess whatever most people do. I mean, they're cool. They kind of help me out, make sure I don't, accidentally bite people. So yeah, it's been an experience.
So are
She's
you living with other human beings right now, or something else going on?
they're just friends. She could tell. She's like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't bit them too hard, and they don't seem to mind. I mean, they know what I am, and they don't. They haven't ran off and like told anyone. I think
If
they
you
think
have to take a guess, Benjamin, it sounds like she may be living with her herd.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. So they like when you're feeding off them, is what I'm getting. And they're
yeah,
hanging out?
yeah. There's nothing like weird about it. I get a free meal. They get to like get that whole like vampire experience that you see on the movies. I mean, I feel like it's a win-win.
All right.
It kind of seems like you've accepted this new life for yourself really easily. Like you're not like concerned about any of this at all.
I mean, it was LA. You always hear like weird shit goes on. So kind of just like I mean, after the crying was over, you know, the lack of food. I mean, I loved food. I still look at it and I want it all the time. Like that was the hardest part is knowing I can't eat. God, I miss food. I miss it a lot. But I mean, they eat for me, so I've gotten them down packed. Like when they go to get restaurants and stuff like that, they know exactly what it is that I'm looking for my blog, and there's like they just do it for me, and it's not the same, but it's as close as I'm getting. So as long as they do that for me, then it's not all bad.
Fair enough.
Um, oh, I just it just occurred to me like I don't know if I've I don't. Do you know what our characters look like? Should we describe ourselves?
That would
I
actually
don't
be
believe
very good. I don't think she does.
I do not.
Okay. Um. So Remus is a. Let's see if I don't remember if I put his height. Yeah. So he's a 6 feet tall. He looks like he's maybe like 18, 19 years old. Um. He's got his hair is like I'm gonna say like it's been cut, but like there's parts of it that are still like kind of long and wild, and he's wearing uh despite his age, he's wearing like very like well tailored, like probably like richer than he probably should be wearing clothes. But he walks around with like a I'm gonna like I don't think this is too weird, but he has like a grace to how he walks, like maybe he may have been like a dancer or something. Um, but yeah, I guess like muscular build, like not he's not like the Rock, but yeah, it looks like he may have been like a high school athlete.
Okay.
Yeah, and Benjamin, he's also about 6 foot. He's got a short bedhead hairstyle, black hair, brown eyes, like a 5 o'clock shadow, square jaw, like 170 pounds, athletic build, broad shoulders, wearing blue jeans, dark t-shirt, black long coat. Looks like he's about 30, uh, Caucasian, and looks like he's been in a tussle or two in his life.
Okay. She's not nearly as tall, so she gets to look up at the two of you.
Mhm.
She's kind of like nodding. She's like, "So, what's it like for you all? Does it suck?" because I feel like it's quickly. I mean, it's not sucking yet, but I feel like it's gonna. I feel like I'm living in a fantasy. Like it's not really a thing.
You need to accept soon that it's really a thing. And you liking food, you're gonna need to get over that soon too. You're gonna drive yourself crazy if you're gonna hold on to that stuff. I know it's weird, but I don't like admitting it either. And I've been doing this for decades. You'll get used to blood.
Not like against blood. I just like looking at food at this point. Like I don't like the cramping. I don't like feeling sick and hating life when I like eat food. So I've gotten over the eating part. I still want it though. Like do you just stop like wanting it ever? You just wake up one day, you look at food and go, doesn't do it for me.
Seems like
I
it's
think
different for everybody.
I think in my experience, I think the more stuff that, and it's, I'm not gonna lie to you, Ashland is it can be kind of a trying place for people like us. But the more stuff you go through, the more like those kind of feelings start to vanish. But uh, yeah, I'm pretty young, or I'm pretty new to it too. But I don't think I've adjusted as well as you have. So yeah, no, you're against you're above the curve, at least in that respect.
I am overly optimistic. It's those people who just wake up and every day just sounds like it's a great day, and it's not. That's kind of me. Like you can't. Like, how long's it been for you? Because like for me, this is like 7 months in, and the new thing, the whole like fun vampire thing's kind of wearing off.
How many other
I've only
vampires have you been with? We the first ones?
No, no, in LA there's this he called himself Prince. I don't know what he's a prince of.
Okay.
He was very just like, I'm important, and everyone's like, yes, he's important, so he was important. So I know obviously of us. It just never really like connected with everyone. I think it's just again, yeah, you're right. It's probably the whole like I want food and I want it now, and they're kind of like you're weird, and I'm like, but you know, the mental heart wants what the mental heart wants. Because
Yeah.
obviously my heart's not beating anymore.
There's ways to. I mean, even if we're not human anymore, like there's still ways to connect. I mean, you could talk to Sophie. I mean, she's kind of famous. Um, she's found a way to continue to do what she loves even into this like new life. So, I mean, the food thing might be kind of hard to replace, but I mean, you've got a lot of time to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
It's the one thing
But
you now have an unlimited amount of.
yeah, but it's probably a good idea for. Do you have a phone?
Yeah. And she takes it
Okay,
back out of her back pocket.
okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna give you my number in case anything happens to you. I don't know where you live, or I don't know what's going on, but like stuff happens. This is not a, like I said, there's a lot of weird stuff going on in Ashland, and if you ever need help, here's my number. You can call me anytime I'm awake. Uh, if I don't answer, my butler might, which is weird, but yeah,
You have a
he'll
butler?
help you if you. It's new. It's very new.
That's so cool. Like, did you ask him, "Did you wanna be a butler?" Did he just, like, show up one day and says, "Hey, I'm your butler?" Like, how's that a thing?
It actually, it's kind of the second one. I yeah, I don't really wanna like, yeah, I'm not gonna go into it, but I I may have come into some money and, yeah, I don't he's alright. It's yeah,
Remus
Yeah.
here is literally complicated.
Well, I mean, one day waking up knowing that you're dead, the next day waking up again, realizing that you have more money than sense. Yeah, it's a lot to take in at any given time.
well, when I died, I very much knew. I yeah, I knew that I had died. The money thing was a surprise, though. It continues to be a surprise. Um, but w- so you returned in LA,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
okay. What made you decide to come to Ashland of all places?
uh, I didn't like it. As as weird as that sounds. I mean, it wasn't bad, but also it was a little weird living there after a while. Uh, yeah, I mean, it was easy. I heard there's like a free city. And I was just like, someone is not going to tell me what to do like all the time. I mean, obviously, there's rules. There's always rules, but having a bit more, you should put quotes up like freedom. Then I like I said, blogging is easy. You can take it anywhere. So I was just like, hey, friends, you know, there's a secret going on, and then kind of like tracked myself one up here. I didn't like make like a straight line, but I did that whole like traveling around like the West Coast and then made my way up.
Hmm. And your people, did you bring them with you, or are these people that you've met since moving
Yeah. Oh, I
to
brought them with
Ashland?
me.
Okay.
They're totally
Uh,
cool with it. They found jobs. I was just like, "Hey, I wanna go do this thing." And they're like, give us a little bit of time." And then they went and did the thing. And then they're like, "Okay, we have jobs. Let's go." So I was like, "Oh, that's so nice."
Wow.
As they kinda like
Mm,
me. I mean, I like them. I mean, I'm glad they like me too. Kinda weird they
I
didn't like me.
wouldn't even say kinda. That's not like they picked up and moved to go where you wanted to go. That sounds like very dedicated people.
Yeah, we've been friends before all this. I don't know how they aren't freaked out about it, but, they I guess, they accepted me. They're just kind of like, again, it took me crying and them freaking out and, having the whole like it's not you, it's you and it's also me. But then they came back and they're like, all right, so what do you need from us? And so I was like, this, and they're like, okay. And we figured it out.
Hmm.
Well, good for you. Not everyone's story is like that.
Especially somebody who didn't get to meet their maker. Usually,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you seem like you've kind of got it kind of all figured out, really.
Uh, like I said, it took a couple killings to realize you can't fight people that hard or as much as you want. You gotta like figure out the how much is too much and how much is, you want them to keep breathing afterwards. I had to use other people. I didn't want to like kill my friends because then I'd have to actually go out and find other people to like accept me. So, you know, we're still working out like the ins and outs. Like sometimes it's too much and stuff like that. So it's, like I said, at least in that aspect of, I'm not gonna starve, I'm okay, but I mean, everything else is it's kinda weird, like, again, this whole nocturnal thing, I can't see the sun and, having to, like, make sure you aren't being, like, too out there and too open because they're gonna get older, but I'm not. I mean, I am, but I'm not. So we're already having that discussion of, so what happens if we die? And I don't even know how you have those conversations with your friends. So you're gonna die one day, but I'm not. It's like Tuck Everlasting. You're gonna be the same age for the rest of your life. But it's not Tuck Everlasting because you're a vampire. Just
Yeah. Well, I can't say I've any humans grown with me as a vampire, but maybe learning how to go out and get a drink once in a while without relying on your friends will help with that transition.
if you are willing to help me, I'm willing to learn.
I seem to be the resident feeding expert in Ashland all of a sudden, so sure, why the fuck not?
That could be your title.
Yes.
Oh
Send
yeah,
all
I forgot to
modes my
mention
way, I
it.
guess.
I forgot to mention when Remus smiles, he has very like prominent like fangs. Like
Oh. Oh, she's
yeah,
staring at the smile. She's just like, huh.
ah
Slightly like this, like mouth open, just kind of like, I haven't seen this before. It's just that just that kid gawking look, like little kids have when they see something they don't know about. Huh. Oh, sorry.
yeah.
What wait, clan, what clan are you two? I don't even know what clan means, but I got asked, so I guess that's a thing. An important
Right.
thing.
So the legend goes there used to be dudes, I don't know, ages ago, and each of them led to a clan. And if you get turned into a vampire by somebody that's from that clan, you're part of that clan, like forever. It's just how it works. And each clan, they got different things about them, different powers that they just have, and different like drawbacks. Like each clan kind of has a problem. It's kind of strange. But yeah, have you noticed any problems you've had recently? Uh, is it tough to keep yourself in check? Do you find like you keep scratching yourself like a dog? Do you hear voices in your head? Like you find anything that's just weird or strange that is wrong since you've been turned, other than, you know, needing to drink blood to live?
No,
Okay.
no, just the whole one to suck your blood, thing. No, I've been. She's like, and she stops, and she's like really thinking about it. She's like,
Okay. Well,
no,
how about
no.
new things you can do? Anything supernatural you knew you couldn't possibly have done when you were a human, but you can do it now?
Uh, so, you know how, we got introduced, and my brain already forgot the name. It was not Sophie. It was the other, the girl who just
Damaris?
left.
Damaris?
Damaris, yes.
Damaris?
Yeah. Like, I saw her, she saw me, she was like super duper pale and like black vein. It's really weird. But yeah, I mean, I saw that. We kind of had that moment, and it's like she knew that I was looking at her, looking at me, and it's like we knew what each other were. So there's that.
When I
Like I said, I'm
saw
like,
you standing there.
I mean, I'm tough, pretty tough. Um, you know, and if I tell people like go do what I want, you know, sometimes they do. I gotta like really put some into it. But then yeah, they'll do what I want.
So So you can, I guess, command people to do things for you.
Sometimes, not all the time.
You find you
I
have to look them in the eye to do that, or you just say
yeah,
stuff and they do it?
yeah. Sometimes you gotta look them in the eye and let them know you mean business.
Hmm, okay.
I don't know enough about the clans to really form a hypothesis here. Actually, like, how do people find out if you don't know? Is there like a system? Is there like a blood test or something? It's like that TV show Maury. It's like
You
who's
hear,
the father?
you hear in the back of your head, Tremere can do that.
Oh, he says Tremere can do that. Do we have no? Nobody's here. Is it Tremere, right?
Oh, well, shit. See if I can. I don't know where
Oh,
Scarlet's at.
oh yeah, Scarlet. Yeah, I like Scarlet. She's fun.
Jerome,
Hmm.
would I have? I would assume that like Scarlet typically carries a phone with her to be
Yeah.
contacted. Okay.
Hmm.
I see. Try to like text her, like, "Hey, are you around? Wondering if you're able to do something."
Sends back a thumbs up emoji.
Okay. And I text her, "Do you know how to tell which clan another vamp is from their blood?"
She sends back a text, sure, but I need their blood.
Can you meet us at the Railway Museum? We've got a newbie who needs an ID.
She says, sure. I'll be there in a moment.
Sweet. And I'm like, my friend Scarlet, she'll be here soon. She might be able to figure it out.
Oh, okay, sure. Wait,
Yeah.
do people really do scratch themselves like a dog? And your voice is like schizophrenia.
I've seen a few. Yeah,
Oh,
there's all the different types. There's clans for everything. Like
okay.
for
I don't think I've ever
example,
seen anybody.
I'm from Clan Bruja, where it's uh it's tough to kind of stay cool, um, and we're strong, we're fast. We can put on the charm if we need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you?
I'm mostly gangrel, which is you know how you ever see in like movies like vampires have like they could transform into animals or uh like take on aspects of animals or be able to talk to them and stuff. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that that's kind of what my clan does.
Okay.
Um, yeah, the teeth. Whenever I lose it, which I don't enjoy, I get a uh, super fun animal trait. Uh, yeah, which makes it kind of hard to blend in. But yeah, I'm yeah, I'm very new to everything, but I guess I'm kind of the the heavy. I punch stuff real good. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, lately I'm also the wallet. So
So you're king girl.
Okay, so eventually, a lady ends up showing up outside the train museum, and of course is ushered in by the door guard. She's somewhat pale. She has kind of a eclectic look about her. Currently with a lab coat on. mussed up a little bit, like she was right in the middle of working. Average build and appearance. And she says,
Who's
"Okay,
Scarlet? Like,
so right, who am I experimenting on?"
Oh,
Not an experiment. We just need someone new to find out what clan they're a part of because they didn't get the full tour.
That's what I said.
Meet Rain. Rain, this is Scarlet. I've known her for a long time. She'll take care of you.
mhm.
Scarlet's like 6'9".
Oh, that's
I
right.
forgot about that.
That's right. I
Well,
forgot.
Yeah.
I made her super big. Yes, she's like 6'9".
Yeah.
she's a giant woman.
Yes, she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
She is a giant woman.
There's a height requirement.
Yeah, I forgot all about that because I posted the image of it too for the visual because it's based off of a actress slash wrestler. So
Mm,
yes,
Ooh.
she is huge. If you look up Isis the Amazon, that's kind of who she's based off of, appearance wise.
yes.
She's huge.
Oh, gee.
So
Yes.
she takes Rain by her hand, and she pulls out a little needle and then pricks her finger.
Yep.
And then pulls out like a little petri dish sort of thing and squeezes off a point of blood.
Mm.
And okay. So she says, give me about an hour and a half, and I'll know more then.
All right.
Okay.
It's gonna take a little bit to cast this ritual.
Sure.
Cool. It's good to see you, Scarlet.
Likewise, just been busy.
Bye.
So she takes that and heads on out to go do the thing. Zuli, do the thing.
I'm gonna look to Rain. Oh, Scarlet. She's from Clan Tremere. They're kind of like sorcerers almost, like wizards, but using like blood powers.
Oh. So yeah, wizards, people. Okay. Wow. It's a lot. Like, how do y'all remember it all? Is it just one of those things that just comes because you got time?
I
Pretty
whip out like a
much.
little like notebook that I've been taking notes in.
That's
This helps.
smart.
Yeah, you're gonna meet a lot of new characters in town. We've got more than just vampires here. There are actually werewolves. That's a real thing if you didn't know. There's some of them in town. But, fair warning, if you're ever just out walking around and you see an actual werewolf, we're talking like from the fucking movies, you don't fight it. You run away. You are not strong enough.
Oh, that's yes.
You may even find yourself not even really being able to help it at that point, because yeah, we tussled with sort of one, and yeah, I didn't think it would be that bad, but it was pretty terrifying.
Okay. Okay. So see. Okay. Yes.
I don't want to like scare you or anything. It's just being realistic about the stuff that we have to deal with, just so that way you're not surprised on your way home. Like there Ashley, because you heard that we're a free city, that comes with you know some people don't like that, or not people. Some creatures don't like that. So they coming in on our territory to challenge or just cause mayhem. So just you know keep your eyes peeled. When you're out and about, just because did you hear what happened at Comic Con?
No.
There was a there was well, I mean, you were there, Benjamin. You probably could tell it better.
Yeah, effectively, a little bit of backstory. There's a few different groups of vampires. Right now, you're in a city where all of us here are anarchs. Now, that means we don't really follow any real set of rules other than just look out for each other, you know, be good to each
Okay.
other and keep each other alive. And you got the other two. You got the Camarilla, bunch of businessmen. They control shit. That prince you were talking about.
Uh-huh.
Every Camarilla leader is a prince of a city, and they got rules, a lot of them. And if you break any of them, even once, there's a good chance they'll just kill you, just straight up kill you for breaking a rule. Suffice to say, they suck.
Yeah.
But there's worse. The worse is called Sabat. Like imagine fucking evil movie vampires who just go around and murder everybody.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty fucking close to what they do. There's some exceptions, but they're monsters. They travel around in groups, even call themselves packs with their beasts. It's pretty brutal. They actually control a territory up north, Portland. So if you're headed out of town, don't go there.
Okay. Don't go to Portland. Okay.
So, all that said, yeah, at the Comic Con recently, a friend of ours, Henri, guy over there, and we went there. I'm trying to help him out, learn the whole feeding thing. He's out of practice. Feeding without killing. Anyway, we went to the Comic Con, and there's some fighting, shooting. By the time we actually got to where it was happening, most of it was over. There's a couple of groups, seemed like two groups of vampires, find each other, shooting guns, large caliber guns, and they even had explosives with wood in them. In case you don't know this either, if somebody takes a shard of wood, like literally like a stake or like big strong pointy stick made of wood,
Uh-huh.
and hits you in the heart, it's not going to kill you. It's going to keep you from moving though, until somebody pulls the stick out of your chest.
Okay.
Keep that in mind. We all have that problem. You're hitting the heart with the stake, you're out until it's pulled out. But that means they can do anything to you while the stake's in you. Don't get hit in the chest with a stake. But I mentioned that because these grenade things, it's like they were blasting off pieces of wood, like they're using high-grade weapons to actually stake each other. They all vanished before we could actually see what was going on. So that might be the Sabat from up north doing weird shit here in town. So we got to look out and see what's going on. Just be on your toes.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, I thought LA was rough. Woof. Okay. Wow. So how did you guys even know where to go? Like how to find each other? Is it just, just walking along and then it's just the thing? Is this where we all meet normally? mean, I can't remember how we got. I have a general idea how we got here.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, once we meet, we talk to Sophie. She's the lady over there.
Mhm.
She's what we call the Baron, like the leader of the Anarchs here. And we all try to stay in touch. Whenever we need to meet, we get in contact. And we meet either here or there's a couple of places. There's a restaurant in town called Enzio's. We're friendly
Okay.
there. If you go there, you can even get a free drink. You just go to the bar and ask for what's on the allergen-free menu.
Mm. Okay. Gotta remember that. Allergen-free. Okay. That's kind of cool that there's a system in place, to look out for each other, but also you're not necessarily. I guess you kind of police yourselves on what you shouldn't be doing. Obviously. Okay. Think she's nodding. She's kind of like repeating some stuff more so for her to remember. But then she kind of looks up and then she just kind of like nods, like, "Okay, I can remember this." I mean, I'll probably still have to ask questions, but okay.
You should ask
Yeah,
questions. Anything comes to mind, ask first.
I ask a lot of questions. This stuff is all still very new to me.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't. Yeah, I've been here almost. Been here for a little bit, trying to figure out where everybody meets. Like I said, LA is a little easier, and almost feels like everybody just kind of like almost out in the open. Like like it gets dark, and then it almost seems like everybody just comes out of the woodworks. And you're like, oh no, yep, there's that one. There's that one here. A little different. Like I said, I figured the LARP was a good place to meet. I seemed pretty on the nose, but you know, weird things have happened. Weirder things have happened. Obviously, as there's running around openly staking folks in the chat. Good goodness, it was it's a little stressful. A lot of stressful. I won't lie. But
Um, if you lived in LA, which is a Camarillo city, you know what the masquerade is, right?
yeah, yeah, that's kind of why like I was like super really sad and upset that like I killed a couple people, but it got covered up. It took a little of like, hey, can you help me do this thing? And then it was that whole like you owe me, and I'm like, I'll run by you a cheeseburger, which wasn't even needed, but I knew where the good cheeseburgers were. So yeah,
Okay. I mean, that's, I think we're all probably of different minds, but blending in is definitely the best way we can stay safe. The some of the other groups don't think that that's the best method, but yeah. I mean,
I like living as much as this is. I don't want to not live again. Gotta be safe.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Oh, all right. Wow. Lot.
yes. Sorry if that was a lot to kind of dump on you, but mm,
It's okay. I would rather get all the information than come back and be like, okay, so we talked about this. Could you explain it more? Than to not know about it, and then you're getting a phone call, and I'll be like, so this happened, and you're like, F. Should have told you about that. And I'd have been like, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, that happens even to those of us who have been like this for a while. I'll kind of like take a quick look at Henri.
Oh,
But
I guess I didn't ask. Did you guys ever do the feeding thing at Comic-Con, or was that the did it all get disrupted? Is that even I'm assuming that's a safe place to go? I mean, obviously now it's like once a year kind of thing, but
Yeah, well, that was the attempt. We did other things, just talking to people, learning stuff, but then that fight broke out. The con's canceled. There's plenty of areas around though to mingle. There's clubs, restaurants, bars,
Mhm.
all the typical fare so that you can feed when you need. Just don't go around killing people. Frown
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Uh and just be a good citizen.
Sure, I can do that. Sounds pretty straightforward.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, and since we were just there in Lithia Park,
Mhm.
yeah, like never go there ever again.
Never again. Oh,
There's apparently this older vampire, and the older the vampire is just a weird thing. It's like the stronger they are. There's different reasons, I guess, but yeah, there's an older one, and he's been known to kill people in Lithia Park.
mm,
specific, like the he when he doesn't feed on people anymore. People don't provide him nourishment. He prefers young, like newly turned vampires, which is why we wanted to get you out of there as quickly as possible. Because, yeah, the younger you are, the more you look like an hors d'oeuvre to him. And
okay. So reached a point where even feeding just wasn't a thing or isn't as much of a thing. And so I guess he's just killing because he can?
he's he, he's not indiscriminate. It's more of he's so old. And when I say old, I don't just mean like years, like in terms of like the counter, like how many times around the sun. I'm saying like the 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 close the closer you are to those to being like the lower your generation. I guess we don't know what generation you are, but like the further the further you get away from the first vampires, the weaker you get. He's
Okay.
pretty close to some of the first ones.
Mm,
And so yeah, he is something else. He's like a force of nature. Um he's Yeah, it's just best to avoid Lithia Park, especially at least until you stop smelling like French fries to him.
yeah, I don't wanna yeah, yeah, okay. Easy
Yeah.
enough. I is there any other feeding okay, I know it's called. It's called feeding grounds. I'm not supposed to go. So Lithium Park, and I'm just gonna go ahead and assume like a block radius outside, like a couple block radius outside of that, just let it go. Just accept the fate that I'm just not going over there.
Probably
That's
best.
probably it's a probably a good idea. Um Also, I would recommend, so there's a club called the Web. Um I would recommend not feeding there. The club is run by werewolves. And while we're kind of cool with them, uh, we've also, I would just recommend, um, if you're gonna feed, uh, maybe don't look for people to do it like at clubs because we've had some friends of ours who got kidnapped fairly recently. I mean, we got them back, but it was kind of a thing. Be careful who you go with. Make sure, especially if you can command people to do stuff, like make sure that you know who you're feeding off of, because the last thing you want to do is end up caught by some psycho or
Okay.
uh, I just realized we're just this whole time we've just kind of been talking about the like, okay, cool, welcome to our town. Don't go here. Don't do this. Be careful of this. This guy. Oh, also, you'll know Adam when you see him because he'll be the one dude in a kilt. Um, but I mean, it's there are downsides, but I guess it isn't all that bad. But I guess this new life is kind of it is what you make of it. You know, it's another chance to do the stuff you never got to do, or you know. But as long as you kind of keep your head down, I mean, you can even be famous. I mean, like Sophie's been in music videos, and she's like well known in town. So like, it's not like you couldn't. It's not like you couldn't make a name for yourself, but it's just you just gotta be careful.
Alrighty. So be careful. There's a guy in a kilt probably just turned the other direction and just fuck off. Okay, the park and surrounding radius of blocks. You said there's the web. Don't eat the clubs. Just to be safe, because you don't know what you're doing or who you might bite. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you've already kind of got a system of all that stuff going on, but just yeah, I wish that there was more like, oh yeah, you should go here, you should see the sights, but like I don't really know any sites. All the sites I know are just places I don't want to go. Uh,
And you've arrived at
stay,
a weird time.
I
yeah.
did. We did.
Well, but we'll do our best to keep you alive or keep you. I lost all my family when I got turned, but this is as close to a family as I've gotten since then. So gotta look out for each other.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I kind of haven't told my family what happened. I just kind of was just like, mom, dad, siblings, I'm just gonna go, do me. And they're all like, that's fine. Well, just send us a postcard whenever you get to wherever you're going. They're pretty chill about stuff. This will never be a conversation that I'll ever have with them. But yeah, they don't really like push the issue. They're not really terribly concerned about me. So yeah. Okay.
That's I do not envy that. I just thought of it, like how, like, oh god, I don't. Oh, I'm sorry. Now I'm thinking about you still have a family.
I
How is that
know.
even gonna how's that gonna work? You're gonna stay looking the same way that you do.
I'm probably just gonna one day have to die. Literally. I mean, as far as they're concerned, I'm actually gonna have to like die. I'm gonna have like that whole like ceremony and stuff like that. And I'm gonna take down my oh god. One day I won't be able to oh mercy. She like puts her hands up over her face a little bit, like she's putting on blinders and she's just like, oh, oh that's a thing. Oh man.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm actually gonna
you
like
know
not
what?
be able to do this.
Before either of you get all mushy here, I get it's rough, but just so happens we actually do have a shrink in town. If you think it's kind of weird for you, and all of this vampire stuff is just a lot to take in, there's this what the hell is that guy's name? Let's see. This is Dale looking through his notes. Crap.
I also have Jacob Prester.
That's him.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just joined us recently. He's actually a psychologist who talks to vampires about problems of being with vampires. I haven't talked to him about that stuff yet, but Sophie probably has his info. Want to talk to her when she's available.
Yes. Like I got already now. Like oh man, gotta like set up like. Do we even set up a will? Is that like a thing you do? Is that
One sec.
weird?
You know, it probably depends on your situation.
I mean, I guess I maybe should, but I mean, because yeah, it's not like we're immortal. You know, we're just long. You know, we can still be destroyed. You know, so like, yeah, but
Yeah.
not now. I'm thinking like, oh, should I write a will? Who do I even leave anything to?
Well, Remus, for your shit, I mean, you got so much. Yeah.
Yeah, the trick is going to be to do it while the other one's asleep, if that makes sense. Because I don't think he's going to like who I want to leave stuff to.
Just have others around you to make sure that you're on the straight and narrow and you're writing down what you mean to write down, signing what you mean to sign.
And a notary. I hear that that's
Mm-hmm.
important.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Have you had any trouble since you got into town? I mean, like
Uh,
any person giving you a hard time, or people like looking at you suspiciously or anything like that?
no, we didn't. We just arrived, so still getting feet sorted and like places sorted. Like I said, the LARP was kind of like a hopeful sign of friends here. So I kind of went, but because and if I didn't find anybody, I really wasn't actually sure what I was going to do at that point because it's not as if there's just an advertisement of like, are you a vampire?
Right.
I am too. Let's meet up somewhere. I mean, again, the LARP is kind of weird. I guess strange. I didn't think I'd meet anybody, but I also was probably optimistic about it too.
Yeah, that's actually something that we've been kind of not sure about, is like, as more and more people kind of come in and we've had new people enter in all the time, like how do we let them know where to go, what to do, who to talk to? um I have no idea how anybody, like, what people do is like a setup for that, but I mean, maybe the LARP isn't a bad idea. I mean,
I don't know. I think it needs to be more direct. I mean, Rain, you were lucky as shit tonight. Seriously. I mean, good for you going for what seemed like an inn, but that's pretty much never how that actually happens, meeting up with others. Normally, whoever turns you kind of tells you what's up, but as you know,
Hmm.
some of us are shitheads and they don't, let who they turn know what the fuck's going on. So you're just kind of stumbling around. That means if you ever turn someone, Frankly, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. That way you don't accidentally do it. Because you can't
Exactly.
really do it by accident, as far as I can tell. It's kind of a weird thing. You, yeah, one day in the future, if that ever happens, you got to let them know what's going on. Don't do to them what happened to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I definitely got lucky that my I would have died if it hadn't been for my sire, but yeah. Although he only told like he gave me kind of mission stuff. He didn't really give me like, oh, and here's how this thing works, or here's this clan. It was much more of a, what are you gonna do with this time now?
Mm.
Um,
So we'll go ahead and I don't mean to interrupt. We'll stop there for tonight. That was a little over 2.5 hours of gameplay.
oh, cool.
So hope you guys had a good time. We're going to go ahead and call it here. The next game coming up is in 2 weeks, so that will be October the 1st. So same bat time, same bat channel. Hopefully we'll have our other players back. Brittany, thanks you for tuning in and watching for a bit. She chimed in and was, liking the fact that Remus was defending Adam and commented about his feet.
When did I defend Adam?
So, yeah, so we'll go ahead and call it there. Hang out real quick after the call. And thanks again for the raid from Table of Horrors. That was fantastic. So I can't wait to see how many total we had at that point. See if maybe we broke our record. Our record's 15 concurrent viewers at the same time, so that'd be kind of cool. Anyways, take care, and we'll have the stream uploaded soon. Bye!
Bye.